Oh God, it's real dark. Shit. Anyway, hi everyone. This is Message Yes. I have to talk to you about this whole thing. God, I got nothing in the back of my head. Excuse me one second. One look at this. Someone decent. I only have a half hour to talk about this because I got places to go, people to see. um. Well, anyway, I've been through what Britney's going through. I'm still going through it. I had to block certain family members, change my phone number and stuff because they were toxic. I think Britney should just do the same. I know what she's going through. I've been through it. I'm still going through it. When family thinking that they're doing right by you when they're not. They're talking shit out their ass. Excuse my language, but and just to make themselves look better. Um, all the lying and scheming, all the me, controlling, people want control and stuff like that. I lived through that, and I'm still living through that. And as of January 1st, I'm actually kind of free from all those controlling people. Thank God. Because I just banned them from Facebook and changed my number so they can't call me. The only way they can get hold of me is through actual mail. And if they were so worried about me, they would have contacted the police to check, do a wellness check on me, and like they did when I was 18, which they are not doing right now because I told them to fuck off in so many words. And this is what Britney should do. She should keep her mouth shut, just go after them legally, and because they're gonna keep talking out their ass, saying I'm the victim, I'm the victim, I'm the victim. That's what narcissists do. They like to play the victim card and blame the actual victim for their problems for their sorrows, for what they done to the victim. They're saying, "Oh, if you didn't do this, we didn't have to do this." That's blaming the victim here. And Britney did not and does not need this type of publicity on her. She just wants to live her life. She wants to, and I know how that feels. She wants to have more kids. She wants to get married. She wants to have a normal life. And she don't want to feel like special or weird. Why am I the only one not allowed to do this, do that? I may not know her personally, but I know what she's going through. With her father controlling her, which I had my father, brother, and stepmother when I was living with them controlling me. My father and stepmother are now deceased, but my brother is still out there. A very dangerous man, by the way. I'm not trying to badmouth my brother, but let's just say he hurt me physically, and emotionally, and mentally when I was living with him. And he has a drug problem. And he has a daughter, so I'm just so worried about that little girl. And I just couldn't live with that anymore. I mean, with him doing all the things he did to me. And I was blood. I was actual blood relative. They treated people who weren't even family like family, and treated family like strangers. I mean, I stopped doing certain things because of money and stuff, and they just outright told me if I didn't pay them all the money instead of half the money, and blah 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 blah, I wasn't family. This is coming from my father, stepmother, my brother, when I was living with them. And that was the last straw. I had to leave because they turned off the hot water so I could bathe properly. They pulled the wires out of pulled the wires out of the wall so I couldn't have any cable, and changed the Wi-Fi so I couldn't have internet. They would monitor my phone calls by listening in to my phone calls, which the only phone call I would ever have it was my friend Nina and my mom, and they had to listen in because all the phones were linked together in the household. And when I did go down to visit my mom, they had to stand there as I left and had to stand there when I came home, making sure that I didn't say anything in front of them about what was going on in the household. I mean, they had it to the point where they thought I was crazy. I needed to be on medication and that my kid needed to be taken away from me. I was this close into having what Brittany had over her a conservatorship because of what they were doing. My brother kept saying to me, if you will never be able to live out there on your own, thank God you're living with us because we can take care of you. No one else can. Or if you ever move out, we'll find your place. We'll break in, put drugs somewhere in the house, call the cops, and within a month we would have your kid. I mean, for the past year when I moved away, I did not really go outside because I didn't know how to function outside because they kept me so locked up in the house. And two, I was so afraid that my brother will find me, kidnap me and my kid, and Daryl would not know where I am, and no one would know where I am. They would know where my daughter is, but not me. That's how bad it was going down. I tried letting my grandparents know before they died, but I couldn't say anything because when my uncle died, I was at the funeral because I was supposed to be the spokesperson of the household. But yet, they did me dirty even then because when I was there, my mom can even testify to this, that they showed up not even 5 minutes after me and my mother arrived. And they made sure my brother, my stepfather, and my mother, my stepmom, my brother, and my father sat right next to my grandfather and my grandmother. So I couldn't sit next to them and let them know what was going on in the household. And I couldn't even sit in the front row with them. I had to sit only in the back row when my uncle died. And then when my grandmother and grandfather died, I wasn't even allowed to go to their funeral because I had to move out at that time. It was getting that bad. I had to hide like freaking Anne Frank over at a friend's house for about 3 months until I got my own place. And at that time period, both my grandmother, my two grandmothers, and my one grandfather passed away. I was only able to go to my uncle and my one grandfather's funeral. And my aunt disowned me after that, after not going to my grandparents' funeral. And I tried to explain to her that it was my brother, father, and stepmother that did this. I had to get out. I had to protect my kid. You have no understanding what was going on and stuff. I had to protect my child from them. And as a mother, I'm sorry I made this decision to not go down there because I was afraid that they might talk me or talk someone back into pushing me over into the house or something, or force me into the car with them. And I would not have any freedom. Don't worry, that's my boyfriend stretching. um, yeah, you can hear him all the way from downstairs. I know he's loud. um, and they made up some type of story saying I ran away, but blah blah blah. They don't know why I ran away. Look, trying to make themselves look innocent, like Jamie and them. Hold on, Daryl, Red. Well, anyway, Jamie now is being caught in lies and stuff, just like my brother and stuff like that, and it's gonna backfire on her sister and all those people connected to this to these people that tried to ruin Britney, tried to use Britney, tried to keep her locked up in a gilded cage. That's all I have to say. I mean, I have to go and do my thing now, I guess, because my ride's gonna be coming. All right. I'll talk to you more about it when I know more. Message Jesse out.